No to polyester. We're not doing the polyester no more. Polyester is done. Finito. We're switching our closets over to more sustainable fabrics. We're looking cute, fashionable, while saving the environment. Tell a friend to tell a friend. If your friend don't know why polyester is bad for the environment, share this video with them. I broke it down in plain, basic terms that anybody can understand. Because, baby, we're not doing the polyester no more. I am never buying a piece of polyester ever again. Let's talk about it. As a marketing professional, as a consumer, as someone who makes content, as someone who stays on top of stuff like this, when I tell you polyester is literally wearable plastic and they convince you to think otherwise, but I'm here to break down all the myths and get down to the nitty gritty and the truth. So let's get into it, because enough is enough. Why is polyester killing the environment? Why is polyester killing the environment? Let's break it down. So essentially, polyester is non-biodegradable fabric, meaning that it's essentially plastic. In layman's term, polyester equals plastic. Now, what does that have to do with you? Why is that concerning? Why should you care? Number one, whenever we buy polyester clothes, when we go to wash it, microplastics and microfibers break off from the clothing and enter into the water supply, contaminating our water bodies, leaving the fish and animals that we consume in the ocean with contaminated water that is filled with microfibers from the clothing. So just washing your polyester clothes alone can damage the environment. You think you're doing a good thing, not throwing it out, but in fact, you washing it is contaminating the water supply. And if we're eating fish that have inhaled and digested microplastics, those same microplastics and microfibers we're eating because we have to eat the fish. So do you see how just from washing the clothing items, it's damaging the environment? The second thing, when you go to get rid of your old polyester clothing items that you no longer want, and you go throw it out in the trash, you think, oh, I threw it out in the trash, like it's okay. Or if you go to try to donate it, same thing happens, because eventually that person's going to get sick of the item. So when you go to throw the polyester fabric and stuff away, it's non-biodegradable, meaning that if you set that piece of item there for 10, 50, 100 years, it would never disintegrate because it's made up of plastic, meaning that our waste for the earth is increasing. And even if you try to burn it to get rid of it, fossil fuels are released into the air, making it harder for you and me to breathe. And it's sad because fast fashion companies know these points, and yet they still are taking the cheaper route and producing everything out of 100% polyester. Everything is polyester. I've been on a hunt to try to find more cotton and more sustainable fabric. So I'm in the process of switching out my entire closet. So if you guys want to see that journey, make sure you subscribe and thumbs up this video and comment down below. Are you still wearing polyester stuff? Are you still buying polyester? I just don't like the fact that companies are still charging crazy prices for clothing that they know is made out of polyester. So essentially you're charging me $100 for a piece that's made up of plastic. Now I feel like you're ripping me off. So I have made the sole choice to switch my closet over to sustainable fabrics and sustainable fabrics only. Because for one, when we are constantly doing these big fast fashion hauls and not being mindful of the fabrics that our clothing is made out of, we're wasting money as well. Because, okay, I buy this polyester. It's not going to last that long because polyester shrinks. The fabric doesn't last long. It's cheap. It's plastic. It's not going to last you long enough, which is ironic because even though the polyester doesn't last for our use and we want to throw it out, the fabric itself lasts a lifetime and never breaks down. So it's really ironic in that way. But I've just noticed a big shift, like ever since the fast fashion companies came on the rise using 100% polyester. I've even seen like bigger brands using polyester because I'm assuming they don't want to miss out on producing products for cheap. But at the same time, I feel like they're not thinking of the long-term goals, which is extremely unethical. And I'm currently taking, because if you guys don't know, I'm also like 80 to 90% done my master's, and we're currently learning about ethical and unethical practices in businesses. And to me, when I look at polyester, it's extremely unethical, but like Brands don't care about the long-term effects of polyester creation and creating products out of polyester. They just want that quick money grab. And it's just unfortunate because they know that these pieces are not meant to last for a long time. And they know consumers will want to rebuy to keep up with trends. And they'll be left with clothes that are not long lasting, that are damaging and contaminating the water supply, that can't be burned or be gotten rid of. So it's just one big, what the heck is going on? What the heck? And nobody is really talking about it as much as they should. Like, I've definitely been more vocal about it on social media. But like, nobody really cares because they want these hauls. They want these fashion pieces. They want to look good, but they don't want to pay as much. And it's crazy because even though polyester items used to be extremely cheap, because of the tariff wars and stuff, I feel like that's going to increase as well. So it's like, not only are you making things out of plastic, you're charging customers premium pricing for it. And that is what I cannot do. I cannot do it because I think that's wrong. That's wrong. Why would you charge somebody $100+ for a piece of trash? And not to like forget this pivotal point, when the products are made into production, like whenever polyester products are produced in factories and things like that, it's releasing a ton of fossil fuels and chemicals into the environment. So not only is the post-purchase consumption damaging to the environment, the production part is damaging too, and nobody is saying anything about it. And it's like, I've made it my mission to start looking at every piece of clothing that I buy. I check to see what it's made out of, because you're not going to get me, sweetie. Okay. I don't deserve to have plastic on my body. I don't deserve to be walking around in plastic. It just does not make sense to me. So now I've made it my conscious effort to, whenever I'm going and I'm buying clothes, like I said, I'm redoing my closet. As I'm going through things, as I'm looking at purchases, I check that label. What is it made out of? What is contained in this product? What am I getting myself into? Because the moment I swipe my card, I am just as responsible as that brand because I chose to purchase the polyester. If we stop buying polyester, they will have no choice but to switch what the fabric choice is made out of. But as long as we continuously turn a blind eye to what polyester is doing to the environment, they're never going to change. What's the problem? Why fix something that's not broken? Why fix something if consumers are still going to purchase regardless? Because people don't realize that the purchases that you're making now, especially if they contain unsustainable fabrics, are not just a one-time purchase. It's a one-time commitment to polluting the environment. Because once you purchase the polyester, you are responsible for getting rid of it. You are responsible for cleaning it. So it's like we have a bigger hand in what is going on than we think. And that's why I said, you know what? I'm not buying no more polyester. And I made it my choice as a consumer, as a content creator, to speak up on the harms of polyester because I feel like enough people aren't talking about it. And if I can use my platform to bring awareness, if I can use my marketing background to see how they have the products, because that's the thing. As a marketer, it's very hard for you to turn a blind eye as to what's going on because you see it from a marketing perspective always. How they market these products, something that's quick, that's easy, it's affordable, it'll get to you fast. They'll highlight all these other benefits to make you forget that this is a piece of plastic. Because let's be honest, if the description said 100% plastic instead of 100% polyester, you wouldn't buy something that says 100% plastic. That's like the equivalent of wearing a water bottle. You wouldn't buy it. You wouldn't even be interested. You could care less. But using the word polyester makes it more acceptable because when you hear the word polyester, you may not even necessarily know what that means. And that's where me as a content creator, me as a marketer comes in. Me as a consumer have to come in and intervene and let you know this is what they're doing. Be more mindful in what you consume because it's damaging the planet. And I feel like with all these fast fashion hauls, it has made a trend to mass consume. Let's be real. Let's be honest. You only need a armful maybe of items in your closet that you can mix, style, mix and match. There is no reason to buy so many clothes that you can't even wear through. You know what I'm saying? Buy so many clothes that's not even going to last you a long time. And that's why it's like, we have to stop this. Like, mass consumption. If you're going to mass consume, at least mass consume with sustainable products, sustainable fabrics, products that go towards a bigger cause, a bigger picture. Because polyester is single-handedly one of the reasons probably why that the spring is 50 degrees and it's supposed to be 75 right now. Because let's be for real, polyester is doing absolutely no good for the environment, and it's only going to get worse if we don't stop consuming. It's literally only going to get worse. The waste is going to increase, the amount of microfibers and microplastics in the water will increase. The animals in the ocean, fish in the ocean will continue to digest microplastics, and that will go into our food supply. It's like, you think you're just swiping your card, and no, baby. No, we have to hold ourselves accountable. We have to be more responsible, and we have to be more knowledgeable of what we buy, what we purchase, and what we choose to consume. Because if we don't see the game that they're trying to run, because let's be real, it costs them cheap to make it, right? Because how can they give the product cheap to you? Put your marketing hat on, because that's what I'm here for, to let you look at things from a marketing perspective as well, and share my opinion. But put your marketing hat on. If it was cheap for the company to make it, they still have to get a profit off of your consumption. So if it was cheap for them to make it, how do you think they keep the price cheap? By making garments out of the most cheapest fabrics available. And then you putting those cheap products on your body. And I've even heard people say that polyester stinks. Polyester has an odor to it. Polyester just does not last. And it's like, I cannot emphasize this enough. Like, please start using some sustainable fabrics. And while we're right here, let's go find some. Let's look up the most sustainable fabrics. And I want you to start looking out for these fabrics when you're shopping. Number 1, hemp. So if it's hemp, that's a good go. Cotton, bamboo, organic linen, recycle, anything recycled cotton, recycled linen, wool, lyocell, Model, Econel, and y'all, I don't know if I'm saying these right, but it's options on here. Natural fibre, leather. There's options out here. You don't have to buy polyester this, polyester that. And I also noticed that, like, the more I start becoming aware of what I was purchasing, brands are starting to remove the fabric from the description. But the thing is, if you're removing the fabric from the description, I have no choice but to assume that you're trying to set me up and that you don't believe in sustainability. And this product, if I knew what it was really made out of, I wouldn't want to buy it no more. And that's another thing. High-end brands see how profitable fast fashions have been with creating clothes out of polyester. There's some big brands that are charging you monies, big monies, are using polyester. Isn't that scary? Y'all, I never thought I'd live to see the day. But even with all that controversy with the Van Cleef braces and them saying that Van Cleef braces tarnish over time, like, it's leading me to believe just because it's luxurious, just because it's a name brand, does not mean that it's quality. Let's get into that. Does not mean it's quality. Because I've seen some big brands that's asking for that munana. Polyester 100%. Get out of here. I won't be consuming, and neither should you. No sun, no ma'am, no hot ham, no chicken, no green beans, no turkey. I'm good. So I just want you guys to be more woke with what you're consuming, your part that you play in all of this, because you do have a choice. You don't have to buy 100% polyester. And lately I just did a all cotton, all denim haul, and I did it for Gap. Gap also has a linen section on their website. They also sell cotton products. So as I explore and find more brands that sell cotton only products, I'll continue to put you guys on, but make sure y'all look out for that video because it's coming very soon. Very soon. I just came back from vacation, so I'm waiting for my vacation bloat to go away so I can be cute when I put it on. But as soon as my bloat go down, as I transition back to healthy eating, that video is on the way. But I just wanted to come on here and let you guys know why polyester is bad for us, why you should stop consuming it, and calling out all the foolishness that's going on in the fashion industry, because I single-handedly believe polyester has ruined the fashion industry, because now everybody wants to go the cheap route instead of providing quality clothes that will last us and give us our money worth. And I looked in my closet the other day and I'm like, oh, this is 100% polyester. And so is this. And it's like, if you asked me 3-4 years ago, I didn't even know what polyester was. So here I am making these decisions and swiping my card. And the whole time I'm swiping for plastic, for trash, for environmental harm. What? Me? Tati? Me? No, sir. It's done. It's a wrap. It's finished. It's finito. We're not doing it no more because it's crazy. They got us for a little bit. I'm not going to lie, because the TikTok hauls, the YouTube hauls, it was like, Shein this and this, that, and fast fashion was all over the place. Fast fashion was everywhere. Hauls, this, and there would be these big boxes, enormous amount of clothes. And now I look at those videos and I'm like, that's just an enormous amount of waste. Because I went on Shein. Literally. I went on Shein. Because I'm like, everybody keeps saying like Shein is good. And I stopped purchasing from Shein a long time ago when they had those work labor issues or whatever. I'm the type of person where I'm a mentally conscious shopper. Okay. I'm a mentally conscious consumer. Even if I hear like bad stuff about like a musician, if they're like in trouble for things they've done wrong, I will stop listening to their music. I will just not support at all. I'm the same way with fashion. Once I found out that like their labor issues was a little bit messed up and people was that whole controversy, I stopped supporting Shein. So when people were like, oh yeah, Shein is that girl, Shein is coming out with these new clothes, and I go look and it's 100% polyester on almost everything that I click. You trying to get over. You trying to scam. Do I look like Boo Boo the Fool? I may have been. You may have gotten me before. But you'll no longer get me now. It's done. Finito capito. So make sure you guys are staying alert, finding substitutions, staying smart, staying ahead, being careful what you consume, being careful what you buy, making sure that what you buy is worth your money. Because if not, you just buying waste that's going to just be dumped into the earth when you're done with it. And baby, we don't want to do that. We already have enough plastic water bottles and all that other stuff. They really need to figure out how to make water bottles more out of recycled plastic, because I'd rather have recycled plastic for water than it just be fresh plastic. But then you think about it. If polyester plastic contributes to microfibers and microplastics in the water, like does water bottles do too? Like if the water sits in the bottle, is it going to get microplastics in it? I don't know. But that's a research topic, I guess, for another day. Because if I think about that too long, baby, I'm going to be stressed. I'm going to be real stressed out. And we don't want that for Tati. No more polyester. Say no to polyester. Okay? All right. Make sure y'all like this video, thumbs it up, share it with your friends. What is your experience with polyester? Have you ever had these issues that I've had? How do you feel about polyester? Do your polyester clothes last? Do you wash your polyester clothes often? What has been your experience with polyester? Sound off below. I want to hear from y'all. I want to get to know y'all. Let me know. Let me know, because this is my experience. I want to hear your experience. Write in the comments down below. I cannot wait to hear from y'all. Bye.